Let's go back to the 5th of August 2021 when Victoria entered into its 6th lockdown in response to COVID-19 cases. Yes, 6 COVID cases. 6 COVID cases, and we went into a lockdown where we couldn't go past 5 kilometres from our own home and all the rest of the shit. 6 cases. What I'm going to show you now, I'm absolutely confused. I'm pretty good at maths, but these numbers just don't equate for me. If someone can help me out, please do. 6 cases, all right, and we went into a lockdown. So for these cases, of course, we had these exposure sites. One of them here, more than 2,000 students, 300 staff, have been told to isolate for 14 days. That's a lot of people because of one person. Okay, one person and all those people isolated. But what I want to show you is the exposure sites. So let's just look at the exposure sites on the 6th of August when we went into lockdown for 6 cases. As it says here, Victoria was notified of 6 new cases yesterday. So what have we got here? Exposure sites. These cases have generated a number of new exposure sites in the western suburbs, including Altona North, you got Aldi, you got Bayfit Leisure Centre, you got Poultry Palace. In Braybrook, One Stop Workwear, Metro Petroleum. In Derrimut, National Auto Glass Supplies, Footscray, Kmart, Big Shopping Centre. Maribyrnong, High Point Shopping Centre, Bad Workwear, Lowe's, Food Court, West Footscray, Aldi. So you got a lot of shopping centres, and you even got a couple of Virgin flights. So for 6 people, there's quite a bit of exposure there in shopping centres, in Kmarts, for 6 people. So the midnight 21st of October, Melbourne bids farewell to COVID-19 lockdown. So you'd imagine that all these cases have disappeared, because, you know, we were locked down when there were 6 cases. There it is. Everyone's happy now. We're out of lockdown 2.5 months later. So let's just have a look at the chart of the cases. Here is the perfect alpine peak. They always have the perfect alpine peak. There's never, ever ups and downs in all this COVID shit. It's always up and down. So let's go back to last year when we first had this bullshit lockdown. The perfect up and down, perfect, up and down, and same happening here. We see that everywhere in these cases shit, not only in Australia but all over the world. The perfect up and down mountain. So let's just go back here, August the 5th, okay? There it is. Let's get on it better. 6 cases. 6 cases. We're right down there, virtually nothing happening, into lockdown. And up she goes, perfectly up this mountain. Perfectly up there, and it reaches a peak. And you're not going to believe it. It's virtually 21st, 22nd October, where it reached its peak. 2,189. At the highest level, we have come out of lockdown. So someone please tell me, how does that work out? How does that work out that we go out of lockdown at its highest peak of cases? So is it about cases? We all know it's not about the cases. The cases are there just to scare people into getting the Vaseline. That's what it's all about. So it's gone up and up and up. 2.5 months later, it's reached its peak. Slowly they're bringing it down. Slowly they're easing it down as the Vaseline numbers increase. It's if you can't tell me this isn't all scripted bullshit, you have got a problem. So there it is, but I want to get back to the actual exposure sites. So, okay. I showed you all those exposure sites for 6 cases. But every day it's increasing. You can imagine exposure sites would be out, off the charts. If you had so many for 6 people, if you had so many cases for 6 people, You can imagine every day new cases, new cases, new cases. When we get to 2000 as compared to 6, and you had all those exposure sites with 6, imagine how you got 2000 all around, 1800 all the way down, still at over 1000 every day. So you'd imagine virtually the whole of Victoria would be an exposure site. Think about it. So many for 6, lousy 6, and you got all these each day. I mean, it'd be incredible exposure sites. So let's just check the exposure sites as of today, which is the 9th of November. All right, so with up to 2,000 cases every day, new cases, well over 1,000 for many, many weeks, especially even after the lockdown has been lifted. So 2,000 as compared to 6 cases, I mean, the exposure sites would be absolutely incredible. It'd virtually cover all of Victoria. There wouldn't be a place in Melbourne where these 2,000 cases each day wouldn't cover. So let's just look at the vic.gov.au exposure site page on November the 8th, where we still see there's well over 1,000 cases still in Victoria every day. So this should be massive. This exposure site should be absolutely massive. Here it is. There's a map. We'll just go down to here. It says here, any suburb. All right, so we've got everything here. This will be, it's got a displaying 1 of 19 results. 19? There are only 19. Geelong West, Morwell, Grovedale, Belmont, Warragul, Kangaroo Flat, Wangaratta, Warragul, Traralgon, Essendon, Geelong, Ballarat, Moe, Warragul, Kyneton. That's it. You have got to be kidding me. That is it. Community Centre, Industry Studios, a case attended this venue sometime late in October. This is late October. We go up to here. The latest is the 2nd of November. 2nd of November. This is the 9th of November. That's a week ago. We've had so many cases in the last week. Between 1,000 and 2,000 a day. Over 10,000 cases, and we've got no exposure sites. 10,000 as compared to 6. And I read out all those places, the shopping centres, Kmart's, what have you. And yet here, there's nothing. There's a hair studio. A hair studio. Where's the shopping centres and everything? 10-pin bowling, bounce. You're telling me a chemist discount, wellbeing centre. Are you telling me none of these 2,000 cases every day have been exposed in shopping centres and large public, gatherings? What's this bullshit about? And the thing is, they're all regional. Morwell, Grovedale, Belmont, Warragul, Kangaroo. There's only one place that's in the city, that's Essendon. It's a hotel, the Lincolnshire Arms Hotel. One place in the heart of Melbourne is an exposure site with 2,000 people being tested positive every day for the last how many weeks? Are you kidding me? It's all bullshit. What, they're not worried about exposure sites anymore all of a sudden? It was massive when there were 6 people. Oh, everyone get tested quick. If you were in Kmart, whatever, get tested quick, get tested. But now, what's going on here? And all these cases, and we're out of lockdown. And people are saying, nothing. We're out of lockdown. And yet the cases are still astronomical as compared to the 6 that brought us into lockdown. The numbers don't match up. How can you go into a lockdown with 6 and come out when they're 2,000? Obviously, cases had nothing to do with it. So why did we go to the lockdown? Once again, I repeat, it's all about the Vaseline. It is all about the Vaseline. This is a fucking joke, and here it is. It's been exposed. Absolutely exposed. Look at one case attended a venue. What about the other 2,000 cases? One case. Unbelievable. And I just proved that. I'll type in Essendon. and see what comes up. And there it is, Lincolnshire Arms Hotel. Wow. You can't see it now, guys. It's too late for you.